Okay, you guys, on the second handout here from chapter 9, I don't know if you guys ever read these when you were younger. It might not have been a thing when you guys were younger, but when I was a kid in elementary school, I used to really love the choose your own adventure books. You know, you make a choice and turn to a certain page. Well, this is kind of a, if you will, play along with me here, kind of a choose your own adventure accounting problem. What we're going to do is fix up a few lines of an amortization schedule for you based on a car you'd like to purchase. Now, the solution has a business buying a delivery truck for 30 grand. I believe at a 5% interest rate. That's the solution posted in Canvas for you. And then the payment would have to be above monthly interest to ever decrease the loan balance. So you can play with that a little bit, but you guys, you might enjoy tinkering with this a little just to show you how much interest you're paying on a new car purchase. I guess just as a side note, I think I've read before that most self-made millionaires don't buy new cars. You know, we know there's a big decline in value in new cars in the first couple years they're purchased. There were some exceptions with that with COVID and some supply chain problems, but as a general rule, when you buy a new car, it declines in value drastically in the early years of its useful life. Of course, if you drive a $5,000 car, it can only go down in value $5,000, right? If you drive a $50,000 car, eventually it's going to go down in value about $50,000, right? So anyway, just depends on you and what's important to you in life. But let's say here you wanted to borrow, I'll pick a different number than your solution. And you can play with it as you would like. But let's say you want to buy a car for, and maybe not I don't know if it's going to be your dream. I guess we're going to say dream car. Let's go big. Let's say you're going to buy a $60,000 car. Again, if you're asking my opinion, and you're not, but if you're asking my opinion, I would think, at least for me personally, that would be a bad idea. I just don't want to pay that for a car. But anyway, to each their own. So let's say you hit the lottery and money's not an option for you, not an obstacle for you anymore or whatever, and you're going to go big. Of course, you might go bigger than 60 grand, I guess, if you hit the lottery. But let's say the interest rate on a car loan, I would think now it's more like 10%. And we've got a 5-year loan here. So before we determine the payment, let's see what 1 month's interest will be on this loan, and our payment would have to be more than that. If it's not, we're never decreasing the loan balance, right? If payment is less than interest expense, then the loan balance would actually be increasing. So to get the amount of interest due for 1 month here, we would just say 60,000 times 10% or 0.1, that gets us $6,000 of interest for a year, but we're only 1 month in from January 1 to February 1. So we'll divide that 6,000 by 12, and that comes out to $500 of interest per month. So let's make our payment. We could set it at 700, I guess. Now that might not pay out. That's probably not going to pay out in the 5 years, but you can tinker with that, you guys. Mainly here, I just want to show you how much of that loan payment on a $60,000 car is going to be interest expense that goes directly to the lender, and how much that $700 payment will actually reduce your $60,000 loan balance. But again, paying $700 a month for 5 years is not going to pay off this loan. I just like to show you what what it looks like to make you aware of how big of an expense interest actually is on a vehicle like that. So if you had a 10% rate, the original amount borrowed was $60,000. And again, the solution that you're given in Canvas won't look like this one. And you can play with this all you'd like, and move the payment around, move the purchase price and interest rate around. But we started out with a $60,000 loan. All right, if we pay a $700 payment, we said interest portion there for 1 month would be $60,000 times 0.1 or 10%, $6,000 for a year divided by 12 months is $500 interest expense just for 1 month. And you guys, that $500 does not reduce the loan balance. That's just going straight to the lender. So not only is this car depreciating, you're also, that interest paid on it is just lost, right? That's forever gone. But anyway, not trying to talk you out of buying a new car, and not meaning to offend anyone if your family sells new cars, but just saying it's not always the best financial move. Cars just don't hold their value like real estate or some other things that you could put money into. All right, now of the difference in the payment and the interest expense will decrease the carrying value by $200, so that gets us to $59,800. All right, now we'll take $59,800 times 0.1, and then divide by 12. So interest for 1 month is $498 now. The payment is still our $700. So we got what, $202 coming off the balance here. So that gets us down to $59,598. See, this $700 payment's not nearly big enough for a $60,000 loan, right? To pay that off in 5 years, you'd have to pay a lot larger payment. But I just like to show you here, the point of this, in my opinion at least, is to show you how much you can pay in a payment and how little effect that can have on your loan balance at a 10% interest rate. So let's keep going one more month here. We'll say 59,598 times 0.1. That would be the interest for a year divided by 12, gets us $497 interest expense here. And I'm rounding, of course. If our payment is still $700, it gets us what, $203, leaving our balance on the loan at $59,396. So let's think about this for a second. Okay, now again, this loan payment is not enough to pay this thing off in 5 years. And we could make it the correct amount, but I just like to show you here. Here's what I'm trying to get to. In 3 months, you've now paid $2,100 in car payments for this $60,000 vehicle, right? So you're out $2,100, and your loan balance has only decreased by what, 60,000 minus 59,396. You've paid $2,100 in payments, and your loan balance has only gone down by 604, 605, maybe they're due to rounding, or maybe due to a mistake by me. Yeah, that one should be $395. So I'm just trying to point out here that let's punch that in again. You've paid $2,100 in payments, and you've decreased the loan by $605. So you've paid, out of $2,100, you've paid $1,495, almost $1,500 in interest out of the $2,100 you paid, and you've only reduced the loan balance by $605. So it's kind of a double whammy on this dream car purchase here. Not only is the car going down in value probably every day that you're driving it, with a balance that large and a 10% interest rate, you're really not gaining much ground by paying, what could even be maybe cheap rent somewhere, right? But anyway, I just you can tinker with that. Set it up ever how you'd like and see what kind of ground you're gaining. I won't go through the journal entries here. You've seen them already. But the solution, again, that is a business buying a delivery truck at $30,000 at 5%. And then and you look at the payments there. Now, we can take a look at that one. I just wanted to show you how you could play with this if you'd like, and see where you would be if you decided to make a vehicle purchase. Now, here's the solution that's provided to you. This company borrowed $30,000 to purchase a delivery truck at 5%. And here are their payments. Of course, we would debit the asset account for the purchase and credit notes payable. Now here it looks like you guys, the dealer financed the situation for us, right? Our journal entry to record the payment on February 1st, 2024, we just debit interest expense for the $125, debit notes payable for the decrease in the carrying value, and credit cash for the amount of the payment. Now, the interest expense would be cash going out for operating activities. The principal part of the payment would be cash going out for financing activities. So then we got the expenses increasing by $125, net income and stockholders' equity both decreasing by $125. Cash, the asset, decreased by $566.14, and our liability decreased by $441.14. So again, that's just kind of for your amusement on that one. You can drop in whatever numbers you'd like and kind of see how much ground you gain with each payment. That interest rate really makes a difference, you guys. If you can, try your best to keep a good credit rating so you can keep that interest rate as low as possible for yourself. Can just save you a lot of money through the future. But we'll move on to another topic now. But please be in touch if you have questions. Thanks.